the plastic bag is full, we throw it into the nearest landfill. It's out of sight and out of mind. What is the state of our humankind? And I don't know what to say, 'cause we produce more every day, and we call it garbage.
This week's episode of Going Green for Green, we're going to learn all about recycling, and not just the recycling that we do in our Blue Bin program, but also about household hazardous waste. And recently, Stewardship Ontario, the people that brought you the Blue Bin program, have expanded the list of materials that we can now dispose of and recycle properly and keep out of our landfills and out of our waste stream.
This program is brought to you in part by RBC.
When we talk about cleaning up our environment, we have to talk about the 3 R's: reduce, reuse, and recycle. Take a product like oil filters. There are literally millions of oil filters that are being discarded every day, and they end up in our landfills and contaminate our lakes and rivers and streams. Today we speak with Dennis Goulet from Safety-Kleen, a company that is making a difference in the recycling of oil and oil products.
Well, Safety-Kleen serves both the commercial market, the automotive sector in particular, and the industrial sector. We collect used oil, we send it to our re-refinery in Breslau, just outside of Kitchener. And in Ontario specifically, we would collect approximately 300,000 tons of oil filters annually. When Stewardship Ontario introduced its MHSW program, we saw a market increase in terms of the number of oil filters that were collected in Ontario. And this is important for a variety of reasons. One, from the customer's perspective, it eliminates the cost of disposal of this waste stream. It extends the life of landfills in Ontario, which is critical. And really, from a value add perspective, there is value in the product that we recycle. The scrap steel certainly has value, but from our vantage point, most importantly, we're able to collect the residual oil that's in the oil filters and send it to our re-refinery and produce a range of blended lube products. So from our vantage point, it's a perfect win-win situation.
When we talk about the 3 R's, we also have to talk about batteries. A fabulous invention. Allows us to use our cell phones, our iPods, flashlights, you name it. Batteries are everywhere these days. And believe it or not, the technology has existed for some time to actually recycle these properly. Today we're going to speak to Richard at the Raw Materials Corporation. He's going to tell us about his business, which has been in practice for the last 20 years, but is recently starting to flourish.
Well, our primary focus is recycling. We recycle household batteries, and so what we do is we recycle those batteries, we recoup all the components from those batteries, and we sell them back into the marketplace for remanufacturing of new products. We believe that Canadians and Ontarians at most want to recycle this material. Everyone hoards batteries or has a portion of them at home, and so our government has taken a proactive approach to prevent this material from going to landfill. Our goal is to support sustainable development and the sustainability of the environment. And we also, we're pushing towards, and society is pushing towards more corporate and social responsibility. And corporate and social responsibility is more doing the right thing. And more you see people are buying products and they demand that they're being recycled or have recycled content. The future of our business is obviously, we're going to go into a growth spurt. The reason being is because stewardship programs are being supported predominantly across not only Canada but across the world.
So there's a few hazardous products that we're diverting and keeping out of our landfills. What about the Blue Box program? What are we doing with that material? You know, the Blue Box program started in the 80s here in the province of Ontario and has subsequently been adopted around the globe and has had huge success. And yet I still hear people say to me, what's the point in the Blue Box program? It all ends up in landfill anyway. That is just not the case. And people, your participation levels are creating an industry that the world around is looking at here in Ontario and saying that's what we need to do. It's up to you to continue to recycle and divert your waste, separate. It takes an extra 10 minutes, but you got to keep doing it.
Residents are really excited about using the Blue Bin program, and we see that every day with the type of materials that come in here. York Region Smurf collects about 90,000 tons of recyclable material from residents per year. And we do see a steady increase of that material each year in around 3 to 5% per year. Sustainability is an important aspect for York Region, and providing diversion options such as recycling. It really allows residents to do their part to help reduce the amount of waste that's generated overall throughout the waste stream. We enjoy a really great relationship with Stewardship Ontario. One of the things that we are very encouraged by is their investment in continuous improvement for all MRFs across the province. And without that investment, I think it'd be very challenging for us to continue to see gains in increasing diversion. And so it's vital that investment stays there to allow us the opportunity to invest and to pilot new technologies in the recycling industry so that we can maximize the amount of waste that we do divert from landfills.
We process all the recyclable materials coming in. We do about 45,000 ton. That's both cardboard and newspaper and your pop cans and water bottles combined on an annual basis from the City of Hamilton and all the curbside residential homes. We just recently put in a new container processing line. It was a $2.7 million investment. What that allowed us is to get better technology, more current technology to handle our increased recyclable materials coming in. So through Stewardship Ontario, we were able to apply for funding for some of the equipment that we put in, such as the optical sorter and film grabber. From an operational point of view, we certainly like to decrease in our costs as well. So I know Stewardship Ontario in the past have helped us with that. Mixed broken glass was an issue for us in the past of finding an end market to process it. So what they've done is they've got on board and worked with another group and various municipalities. There's about 5 of us in total. And we got together and actually developed a process, a home to recycle our end markets for broken glass. And that's been working very well over the past 3 years.
It's my job to turn Stewardship Ontario's vision into reality on the ground. That means 2 things to me. First, it means assembling the talent, the resources, the capabilities to deliver the most efficient and effective recycling programs that are possible. Secondly, it means making sure that the products, the packaging, the MHSW materials that our stewards offer onto the market to consumers can be successfully managed and recycled in Ontario efficiently and economically sustainably.
In the last 25 years, we've come a long way since the onset of the Blue Box program, which literally just started out recycling newspaper and newsprint. Now, with the diversion from our landfills of hazardous waste and other materials, we really have an opportunity here to build a sustainable future. And there's 2 things we need to do as the consumer. One, if we continue to buy these products that are heavily packaged and need batteries, etc., at the end of their life cycle, we have to do the right part, separate our garbage accordingly, and take them to the proper place. But also, we need to look at new and innovative ways to create products out of our waste stream. And we as a consumer and as a citizen need to demand that our government stimulate that section of the economy.
This program is brought to you in part by Stewardship